I'd like to give a massive shout out to one of our great sponsors, Recovery in Milton Keynes. If you want your ice chambers, that's the place to go. Good afternoon and welcome to Is It Really Worth It podcast with Sean Byrne. This afternoon we've got a little feature we're going to be getting to, but first I just want to thank our sponsors, Tripod Crest Limited, for all your tarmacking, planing, civil engineering work, and Safe and Secure Security for all your protective needs. This afternoon we've got two cracking prospects and a legend, all in the same little window. So I'm going to go with Ben.
What's happening? You all right?
Carl.
What's happening?
Willard Wigan.
Dr. Willard Wigan MBE.
Dr. Willard Wigan MBE. I'll hold my hands up. I'll own that one. Okay. Right. We're going to just open this pod with this window of autism. And it's a subject close to all of us here. I just want to hear what autism means for you boys, because you're very passionate about it. And I want to hear what it means for you, Willard, because you've lived with it all your life. Okay? So, Ben, Carl?
Well, yeah, it's close to our hearts. My little cousin Sean, he got diagnosed with autism. It was fairly new to us, to be fair. We never knew nothing about it growing up, going through school. And my dad passed away at 15. And my cousin stepped back into our life, and he took on a role where, he guided us, protected us, and looked after us. And he had 3 kids at the time. Little Sean, he had the autism, and he had 2 little girls as well.
Yeah.
So when he come into our life again, and it was crazy. We knew nothing about it, when he was telling us. And when we met Sean, it was a life changer for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was massive. And like Ben said, going through school, there was people with autism, but we wasn't educated, and I think that's a massive thing for us. Is something coming through. We want to help with schools and stuff like. We want to help education. Just want to teach young people.
Spread awareness.
Yeah. Help people understand that it just what it is, and that sometimes in school, young kids, it's no one else's fault, but sometimes kids can be unnecessarily
very cruel.
So just a little bit of education, a little bit of knowledge, maybe hearing it can, if it can help someone. It's also on my fight shorts when I'm fighting.
You're hearing it, you're seeing it.
You're seeing it, you're hearing it, and if it can help 1 or 2 people, then I feel like we've done something, some justice to it.
Brilliant. And for that reason, that must be very motivating for you in your sport.
Yeah.
You'll probably be laying in bed one morning, you don't want to go out for your run. That will just lift you, get you out.
We do a tough run on a Saturday, and sometimes I'll be deep. I'll be wanting to crawl. And he'll come into my head, Sean, and he gives me that extra 20%. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of him. I'm thinking of all the struggles that people don't know about. Yeah. I got kicked out of college at 17, and I moved in with my cousin Tim in London. He took me, and he had so much on. He took me in, and he has his own business as well. So he let me work for him, and I seen everything. You know what I mean? From morning till night, because there's a lot you don't see behind the doors. You know what I mean? But he's a great kid, man, and as much as people they call it a disability, and that it comes with so many benefits as well, because he's 11, 12 now, and he can't speak. He's in a nappy, but the love and affection you get off this boy is the way he looks at his mum and dad and his sisters is for Christmas. He wakes up in the morning. He don't care about the presents. He's running over to his dad and mum. You know what I mean? Wants a hug. Wants to see their eyes. And it was hard. He took some warming into, you know what I mean, where we was new on the scene, but as soon as he gets your trust and love, it was different.
Yeah, I always remember it sort of took probably a couple of years for him to even acknowledge that we was there, but then as soon as you get that trust with him, then he started coming up to us, giving us cuddles, and that sort of, like he was saying, it means a lot, because with him, he don't care if you could buy him millions of pounds of things, and he don't care about it. He cares about all the little things and all, and it taught us a lot as well, as people, as humans.
Yeah.
It was a big
material things that nothing at the end of the day. It's about effort, affection. You know what I mean? who you are as a person.
Yeah, you just said something there, Carl, and I'm going to bring Willard in on this because I think that's a very appropriate time to bring it in. You just said it's all the small things that matter.
Mm.
Let's talk to the king of the small.
My philosophy about autism and my opinion about autism. Autism is a trainer of champions. That's what it is. It's not a disability. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're born with an extremity to be able to do something other people can't do. And that's what autism is. It's a gift. So what you do with autism, you don't go in the ring and fight it. You work with it. Because autism is going to make you, both of you guys, champions. It made me a champion in my own field.
Yeah.
I didn't fight autism. At first, I didn't know what it was. I would say, I couldn't really find myself because of it. I didn't know what was wrong. But autism is the best gift in disguise.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because society has a habit of labelling people who are less able, underestimated.
Yeah.
Autism is something that most people in society underestimate, the ability of people with autism. Autism is a superpower once you tap into it. Because your body has a defense system, you have to defend yourself by doing something. And once you latch onto that one thing, nobody can beat it. Nobody can beat you because you're working with autism is there.
Yeah.
If autism was a man, it'd be better than Merlin because he would wave that wand, and each time he waves that wand, not just one gift, 2 or 3 gifts come out all at once. And I knew as a kid that I knew something wasn't quite right because I didn't understand. Because autism wasn't diagnosed, the school teachers at the time branded me as being illiterate.
Yeah.
I was put in a category of nowhere. As far as I was concerned, I was going to be in a dustbin.
Yeah.
But my mother said to me, the diamond's in the dustbin. And when I heard that, I didn't quite know what she meant. And then she explained to me as I got older. And that's what you guys are.
Yeah.
They're trying to put you in a dustbin, but the lid has been taken off.
Yeah. Definitely.
By your trainers.
Definitely.
By John, by Sean, hopefully by me. The lid comes off and they see 2 diamonds, right? These diamonds have never had so much brilliant facets. So when all the diamond dealers have a look at it, they say, God, I've never seen a diamond like that. They're both the same.
They're twins.
Twin diamonds. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This one here says, autism. An autistic diamond. I've never seen an autistic diamond before. And the other one says it as well. But I've never seen anything as great. That's what you guys are.
Yeah.
And I became that. I become the greatest micro artist of all time. And you know what? I'm 65 years old nearly, and I'm getting greater. You know, and I'm here to inspire you guys to let you know who you are. You know, sometimes people need to let you know who you are that little bit more, and then it feels like you're in a shower, right? And each droplet of water drops on you, washes away all the negativity that people have been saying, right? And it washes pure positivity into you.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So, autism is a blessing in disguise. It's a trainer of champions.
That's it.
And that's what you guys are,
That's
champions.
And I think it's important, you know, like in schools and stuff, where it's like they make it, like you said, into a category, into different. It's we don't want it to be like that. We like he has autism. No. Let's bring him in. Let's understand it, and then
humanity has a habit of using the word unable, disabled, able body,
Impossible.
all types of things. You can't. No, you can't. Walt Disney says, if you can dream it, you can achieve it.
of course.
Take the tea away from Carl.
And in your body, the human body has a habit, right, at rising to the occasion. So I mean, when people say something about you, you say, yeah, okay. You watch me. You wait. I had a speech impediment when I was a kid. Couldn't speak properly. I did speak, but it wasn't quite right because I was disorientated with the school system. It messed me up. After what was said to me, I was messed up in my head, didn't know where I was going. I was a leaf in a cul-de-sac, just being blown around, leaf in a cul-de-sac. And then one day the leaf stopped and it blew in the right direction. And that was when my mum told me as a kid, she said to me, when she saw my work, she said, you make your work smaller, you never become bigger. So I threw a grain of sand into the sea and a tidal wave of success came from it. This thing that can't be seen, this underestimation, this unable, this disabled, this can't, this maybe, this I don't think so. Who says that? They said it, not you.
Yeah. You just got to go out there and prove everybody.
You're going to be a champion, and you're going to be a champion. I'm a champion in my field. Boxing is my favourite sport. I love boxing. I met Sean. The universe brought us together, and I'm here for a reason. I'm sitting here for a reason.
Yeah.
And that short there says autism. I'm autistic,
Yeah.
and look what I've achieved.
Yeah. I think that's what we want.
And I'm the greatest of them all in what I do. And they ain't seen nothing yet. I'm getting better. You guys are going to be the greatest at what you do. No question.
You're going to inspire
No question
thousands of
about it.
people.
No question. And I'm here to put the Willard Wigan magic on both of you.
Juju.
And you're going to be champions.
Yeah.
Just like I said when I came to the box, I said, all your fighters are going to win. And what happened? They all won.
We got Juju.
Because I put the Willard Wigan, I spoke to my ancestors in Africa. And then they said to me, Willard, we're going to teach you how to make people win. So I took it in my hand. You didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
And I released it in the ring.
He's coming to every fight.
Yeah. Hey, it's part of the corner team.
Yeah.
Coming to every fight.
And all the opposite corner, they got beat.
Yeah. You took it out of their corner, though.
Yeah, took it away from them. But on a serious note, what your mind can conceive, you can achieve.
Yeah, definitely.
And once you have that ability, you have the right trainer behind you. It's the right trainer that brings out the best within you.
Yeah.
You see, I can say something to you. I can say, you're shit. And if I tell you you're shit enough times,
You'll believe that.
you'll believe that, you'll become shit.
Yeah.
But if I say to you, see, Cassius Clay used to say, I am the greatest, all the time to himself. He'd wind people up. I am the best. I am the greatest. Mayweather, he'd say, I am the best. And he became the best. And people thought, what are you bragging about? No, I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the truth.
He said that. He said he called himself Money May, and then he said within the next few years he started getting money. He said I just called myself.
He just said, I'm going to be the best.
Yeah.
And to me, he became the best ever defensive fighter. Tyson Fury says, I'm the best. You're going to have to nail me to the canvas to beat me.
Yeah.
Me and Sean come up with an idea. We're going to make a selection of sculptures dedicated to all the great fighters. Hard as nails. That's what I'm working on now. You're about to see it when it launches. And Sean came up with the idea because Sean said to me, I tell you, them guys are as hard as nails. And I went, and my brain went, the little angel jumped on the shoulder.
Give it 10 years, you have to get me and Ben on there.
Yeah, I will. The little angel.
15 to 17.
But I think self-belief, and like I'm actually in a process of that now. I was on the GB team for 4 years, and I wasn't really happy. I found it really tough there, but John knows and my family know, like, it was a hard time for me in my life, but I knew the purpose for it, and I knew the end goal, so I stuck through it. And then but it sort of changed me a little bit, because growing up with John, it was all or nothing, and so like with Joe, with self-belief and self-talk, is something I'm doing now. And so when you say Joe Money Mayweather and they all talk there, I'm the greatest, because I believe that's them programming.
Yeah.
They're programming their own mind. So
yeah.
even me now, we're training the other day. I'm on the bag when it's getting tough. Me and what we say. What's the thing you like now?
Work or die.
Work or die.
Work or die.
And when it gets tough, it's
Mayweather,
work or die. Work or
hard
die.
work, dedication.
Yeah.
Hard work,
That's it.
dedication.
And he's just
Hard work,
programming that in his
dedication.
mind.
Yeah.
Programmed into your head.
Make your mantra your lifestyle.
Yeah. You
It's
know,
like warrior mentality.
Yeah.
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 And then that's what we're in the post now. We're programming. We're on the air dime, and it's getting tough, and it's work or die.
listen,
Yes.
guys, rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do. You're going to rise to the occasion. You know, I remember as a kid, right, growing up, and I felt insecure in myself. And then as soon as somebody said something good about me, I become secure.
Mm.
And then I became, it's almost like I was thrown a tiny little key. And the key was so small. And it's like someone saying, there's no way that key can open that door that's as big as Mount Everest. And I say, yeah, we'll see about that.
I'll be the one to do it.
And I opened the door.
Yeah.
And behind the door was my career.
Yeah.
Behind that door was everything that I was looking for. I found it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's only what comes out of your mouth determines who you're going to become.
Yeah.
Your trainer, John, he'll program you guys into becoming great champions. Right? Great champions. The only person that can stop it is yourselves.
Mm.
Nobody else, only yourselves.
Definitely.
You know, for me, I got 2 world records, smallest sculpture ever done by any human being, a motorbike inside a human hair, which measures about 5 microns, smaller than a nanotechnology.
But the hair came from his chin.
Yeah.
Right,
It's crazy.
little hair from my chin,
Yeah.
right, when I had a shave, put it underneath the microscope, it fitted in between my fingerprints. And I said, I'm going to put a motorbike inside that hair.
But the motorbike was 24 karat gold as well.
24. I wanted the motorbike to be the journey to me creating the smallest sculptures ever done by man. So, and I did. And that has led me to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
It led me to meeting the Queen. I met the Queen and gave her a tiny crown on the head of a pin, smaller than a full stop. And the Queen said to me, I've never had something so small that's meant so much.
Yeah.
When I heard that, everything changed. And as I left Buckingham Palace, I walked through the gates. Autism met me at the gate and says, I told you.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what
That
it
must
is.
be a good feeling.
I told you. And that's
Just mentioned your trainer, John, a minute ago. I know John a long, long time, but before we go any further, we can bring John in.
Don't sit here.
Come take a seat, John.
John Wick.
We want the shorts to be seen, don't we?
I'm going to introduce you, John, as your pro name. Young John Daly.
That's right. Young John
And
Daly.
he's still a young John Daly
Yeah.
today.
He ain't as old as me.
It ain't too bad.
How old are you, John?
64.
Yeah, well, I'm 64 now.
Well, I was
And I'll be 65. 1957 I was born.
58.
Oh, okay. All right. So a little bit
Maybe.
more, mate.
Maybe.
I'm sure I'm
we're
60.
We're twin brothers.
Twins.
A brother from
Go on.
another mother.
We've got
Time.
2 sets of twins going on here now.
Time. Yeah.
So, John, good amateur career, good pro career. Bit in common with, we were brutalised by the same trainer for a few years.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
do us no harm, no, did it?
Absolutely nothing. You know, years ago, as I said, the boxing's all changed now. I would say, you know, with the different training, whatever they do. But after opening this club up all them years ago, what I've learnt from the trainers and the coaches, John Cox especially, I train the lads just the same. And this is why they're all good lads, because I'm old school and I don't want nothing changed really. Yeah. And these boys here and the rest of the lads, they all train. I do the same training, exercising, the good sparring, go different places all over the country, sparring with the different lads. And this is why it's all, you know, it ain't done nothing wrong. Boxing is such a great sport.
There's a magic in boxing like no other sport.
Definitely. And this is from every club in the country.
Yeah.
Every coach will say that to you, Sean, and you know very well. You're exactly the same. You know the score.
And it breeds
What it
discipline.
does.
And it
Yeah.
breeds discipline.
Discipline.
And it's, yeah.
But I'm going to take it back, John. This building was just, it was nothing really. It was derelict before you got your hands on it.
Yeah.
You've turned this into a little den of magic, really.
Yeah.
Over 20 years?
Yeah. About 20 years, Sean.
So in that 20 years, how many lives have you turned round? The ones you know of, John.
Yeah, the ones I know of, as I said, 20 years, the lads, they've come in, you know, and I've had 7 lads like who come in. I was going to have the kids off the street at first. I'll take all the kids off the street.
Yeah.
I wanted boxing. I wanted this to be a boxing club. I wanted discipline, like you just said. The discipline is so important. I wanted kids to come in saying yes, please, and no, thank you when they left the gym. Yes, please, and no, thank you. Everything. And all the laws I have changed. I know 10 years of age, some lads have come in, 10, and they're still here now. Yeah. At 20 years of age, 21, and I know their friends, if they're not come to this club or not been to any boxing club, they've probably been in trouble, and they're not, you know, they've probably been in prison. I don't know, Sean. But boxing is so good for everybody. And I've had 7 lads who's boxed for England since I've been here, and I never expected, I never opened this club up or started this club to have England boxers up first. But as the lads, and how I was enjoying it every night, 5 nights a week, enjoying it, getting the lads to say, yes, please, no, thank you, got them better. That from my experience with John and how we brought them up, I had them all doing it, and then we got better and better. The boxers got better. 7 lads boxed for Great Britain, 1 Great Britain boxer in Carl, and then we got English boxing champions who go on to turn professional and boxing for English titles. I know these 2 boys will box for British titles, but I didn't know this. At first, it was getting the kids off the street to say yes, please, and no, thank you. And I've ended up getting champions from the club, and it's lovely to get these people to speak properly to you. Yeah. And when they go home to their mums and dads, their mums and dads are so proud of them, because I wouldn't have no, you know, if they do come into this gym, when they leave here, no boxing outside, no fighting outside, and it's all the nice yes please and no thank you, and it's just lovely.
I can't even credit you enough, John, but you see, I'm going to take it a little bit further back now. You've came in and you've changed so many people's lives, but you had a traumatic event in your life, what could have ended so very, very differently, John. And this is, listen, we want to give kids a good message through every podcast, but from where you've come from and how you got through that to end up where you are today, commendable, I don't think is the word should be used here. It's admirable, you know, it's just magic what you've done, John. Do you know what I mean? Because the trauma you went through, not many humans would get through it, but you see, I'm going to throw another little spanner in here and say, you're very fit. You've always been a very fit man. Yeah. Your fitness saved your life.
Saved my life, yeah.
Definitely. But you've come through that event, not just to build a gym, John, but you've dedicated your whole life to this sport, you know, through your teenage years yourself, with your amateurs, your pro career. Yeah. You know, we all kind of take a little step away for a few years, do you know what I mean? And whatever you do in that few years, we do or whatever. But you've always been around the boxing, John. You know, I can even remember you used to just roll straight back into the pro gym just to have a spar and just piss off again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, you'd finished your boxing career by then, but you were still coming back in training with elite pro fighters, you know, really fit boys, holding your own, and you just piss off again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So boxing's in your blood. It's always been in your blood. Yeah. But what you've done here, John, is you've created not just a gym, but you've created a home here. This is, you know, you're so well decorated with all your kids. Yeah. The kids have had great results. Very decorated trainer. You've gave so much to society. You know, because some trainers go under the radar and they go on the song and no one really gives them credit for the work they do, except their fighters. Yeah. In a perfect world, John, you'd be on fucking Stars in Their Eyes or fucking whatever program you want to call it, for the work you've done. Yeah. So getting to where you've got now, you know, you've had numerous kids, Team GB, Carl's 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years and 2 years on the England team. Ben was in England boxing.
4 years like a prison sentence.
I
But
felt
it's-
like it.
But it's the best prison sentence you could have ever had.
Yeah,
Because it will give you knowledge of
yeah. It
discipline.
changed
and
my
everything.
life, and we knew that was with purpose. And like, no one will really know what John done and what he sacrificed for me and Ben. You know, growing up from 11 years old, and he don't get enough credit, and he's in my corner to this day as a pro, because of that loyalty and
Yeah.
because of that dedication he showed us.
Well, I'm just going to go there now. You've just said where I was going to go. You've pushed it forward a bit, Carl. Loyalty. Now, a lot of kids, I know myself from being pro, I did it myself. Loyalty to John will reflect through your careers, I promise you. I promise you, lads, it will reflect through your whole career. You get these fighters go from trainer to trainer to trainer. Only the very, very few carry on with success, but it will come to an end. Trust me, it does come to an end.
Yeah.
The fighters who stay with that trainer, because that trainer then can work,
He knows you, doesn't he? Yeah.
knows you, he can mould,
Yeah.
and if there is alterations or adaptations to make, he can do it because he knows you and he knows how you work. So, you know, that you see these kids going from trainer to trainer to trainer because they've lost a fight with this trainer, so they bounce to that trainer. They're not going to rectify anything from that loss.
No.
They're going to make it worse from punching to
Actually,
another trainer because he's just going to teach him more bad habits and not correct the bad habit what made him lose.
And like you said there, John knows us better than anybody.
And-
He knows what makes me tick, and he knows if I've had a bad round. And I can tell you a story. I was in the finals of the ABAs, which is the England boxing tournament. This is, as a senior, it's the biggest tournament you can enter as an amateur boxer. And I'm coming up, I was 19. Originally, John wasn't sure he wanted to enter us in at first, was you? But we said, no, we want to do it. I got to the finals. I'm fighting a Team GB boxer. He's the Olympics is a year later. He's seeded as one of the ones to go. I think he's 28 years old. I'm out of my depth. I'm out of my depth, really. Yeah. I'm a young kid still. I get in there. John believes in me. I believe in myself. We woke up. We're going to win this today. I come out. I have a good first round. The second round, he cracks me. I get a count. I come back a little bit. I come back and this is the hardest fight of my career to this day. I've boxed all around the world, and he was one of my hardest fights.
Yeah.
I come back in the second round. John gets in my ear and he tells me what I get goosebumps now when I think about it, because he tells me what I need to hear, and he gets me to dig in, and he reminds me who I am.
Yeah.
And that won me that fight that day, and it changed that fight changed my life, because it got me onto Team GB, it got me onto England team, it got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
So and John, we've been with John since 11 years old. We've never moved club. We've never thought about changing club.
Yeah.
He got us to where we are, and he made us who we are today.
Yeah. There's an old saying, a good coach can make a difference. A great coach can change your life.
Of course, and that's what he's done.
And the loyalty is, listen, Mickey Duff said it years ago, John. You want loyalty in boxing, buy yourself a fucking dog. It's one of the truest statements. But when you get loyalty in boxing, you see success stories. Look at Pacquiao, Roach, you know, the fighters like that who have stuck with their trainers from day one. They seem to breed success. It's like flowers all the time. And it's like the flowers growing without being watered.
Yeah.
But it's the relationship that trainer and fighter have what makes that fighter grow. And it's not just the trainer's trust in the fighters, it's the fighters' trust in the trainer. You know, if one's unbalanced, the relationship's kind of a little bit rocky. But trust me, when you stay, I did it myself, John. I went up to Mike, I had an argument with John. Yeah. Because me and John were nose to nose most weeks, do you know what I mean? I had an argument with John. I went up to Mike Shinfield in Derby. I bought my contract back off. He made me buy the contract back. Tight bastard, isn't he?
John is.
So I've got that back off John. I went up to a manager who had beaten 3 of his fighters already. Went into his gym. Did for the next 6 months what I thought I was doing well. Weren't getting any work off this guy. Came back to John. I got pinged everywhere by kids I was blowing away.
Yeah.
The habits I came back with. John just stood in that corner up that Garibaldi chart, laughing.
Yeah.
How many profiles did you have?
I only had 7.
7.
Only had 7 cup.
Yeah.
But the habits I picked up from being away from the man who knew me were absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't get my head around how I was getting caught with such shots off. Nick Ingram he was a welterweight, John. He was like pinging me everywhere. I'm like, what the going on?
Yeah.
But it's that loyalty with a trainer, and that trainer can keep that discipline with you. What makes such a difference in a fighter's career.
I do say that to people, because John could tell me right now, if he spoke to me and I said 100 press-ups, I'd listen to him. I'd get down and I'd do my 100 press-ups.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important.
Definitely, because you know he would never ask you to do something you couldn't do.
Yeah.
He knows he would never ask you to do something you weren't able to do. That's where the relationship with a trainer really gels. But let's just go off path a bit. I'm going to go back to what you've done, John, for so many kids, and you don't even realise what you've done, I don't think. There must have been points, Ben and Carl, in your early teenage years. You're from Cotton, right? This manor you grew up in has always been a lively manor. You've had opportunities for scrapping out there. You've had opportunities for smoking out there. There's plenty of fucking pubs around here to go drinking in, isn't there?
Of course.
There's only a 5-minute walk. You're in nightclub land.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you've had ample opportunities. What stopped you going down that path of, let's be real, of being an arsehole?
Do you know what? We've always loved boxing. So we've come here when we was 11. We've loved it. We've fought every week. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, my dad passed away at 15, and from the hospital, the first thing we done was come and see John. Took him in the weight room. We said, John, my dad's just died. You know, he didn't know what I was saying. He gave us a cuddle. And then, you know, we went home. He gave us, we had 2 weeks off, and then we come straight back at the gym. And it was the only thing that felt right from then.
Yeah.
And then, boom, we finished school, 15, and then normally 6 weeks break, you know what I mean? Everyone was going out, house parties. We come up here, we bring a meal up here, and we trained.
Did they bring you a meal up, John?
No. We trained. We done the gardening with John. We come back in here, we trained, and then we'd have a cup of tea, we'd go home, and we'd done that every day for the 6 weeks. And then at the end of the 6 weeks holiday, where everyone was getting jobs, we'd done the CYP championships. We got to the top 2 in the country, we got to the finals. I lost to a top kid. He should have won, but lost to the other kid. And then we looked at each other, we said, that was our first national finals, and we said, this is for us. You know what I mean? This is for us. You know, and,
we're home.
Yeah. And then
we're at home.
We knew we belonged up there.
We knew that we belonged, and we got there, and it felt right.
And once
we had that feeling, it never went away. Like I said, at 17, we went to a boxing college. So from 16, 17, we done boxing at a college. We just had to do a few maths and bits. Would John take us to the station, pick us up, come back to the gym after college, pick us up from the train station straight to the gym.
Brilliant.
And then
you see, John, these are the unsung pieces about you.
People don't even
what
know.
People don't realise. They don't. I don't think you even realise, John.
See, this is another.
You just do what.
Sean, I probably don't. You know, I probably don't. I'm up here 5 nights a week. A Saturday morning, five nights, Saturday morning and Sunday morning, right? I know my life is in boxing. My life's boxing. It's, you know, the score, Sean. What happened to me in all them years ago, 98, right? So at the end, I got something out of it by if I'd have probably been working all the time, every day, but then I weren't capable of working. What happened to me in 1998? So don't like bringing it up, but if it never happened, I've opened a boxing club. I've opened a boxing club to take the kids off the street or to learn them the discipline. And then I've ended up getting better and better with my coaching, and I love the boxing so much. I've got these doing what they're doing now, and another 300 people who's been up the gym since then.
Probably more, John.
Probably more. Sorry, probably a lot more. You know, but at the end, it's the same old thing, and I'm still here now. And when I say I'm loving it, I'm not come up here to train lads. I like it because they're getting further and further. They're getting better and better. And the lads boxing for England, boxing for Great Britain, turning professional, doing it. So I have a lot. I've got a lot of people doing the right things and boxing all over the country. Every coach will say the same. The boxing is a great sport. It's very disciplined, and you're better off up here, working up here every night, than going to prison.
Yeah, John. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. And every coach in the country would say the same. It's great. You know, as a young lad, you get your name put in the paper, which a 10, 11-year-old would like to get the local paper and see their name in it. They get a photo of themselves in it. They're saying yes, please, and no, thank you. So the mums and dads love that straight away. The discipline is so good. The fitness, and if they rent places like a boxing club or in any place in the town, the young kids need to do things. And I must admit, out of 20 lads who come up here, 5 of them will box. The 15 who haven't got to, but they still are 11 in the gym. Long as that, you know, whatever sport they do in boxing, whatever sport, rugby, football, this training and the discipline will take these kids to the right place when they're getting older. They don't. I'm not saying they don't have to box. I'd love them, everyone, to box, but it ain't all for them. But the discipline's good for them all. And when they go home, the training, whatever they do, rugby, football, whatever they, you know, this training does them well. But not only that, it's the discipline and the talking. And I keep saying this all the time. When a young lad comes up to you and shakes your hand and say, "Thank you, coach," that's a lovely thing to hear. But the best thing is, yes, please, and no, thank you.
Can I just butt in as well? Yeah, just for this is like saying as well for John. He goes like unnoticed. 11 years old. We didn't have no money, so we started coming up here. We fell in love. We couldn't afford to come. We've ended up him, and I also have a little brother that boxed at the time. And it was sort of £5 each or whatever it was. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't much, but we didn't have it. And then from about 12 years old, John and to this day has never charged us 1 penny to train at the gym. So from 11 years old,
we would have had to stop.
And
You're very lucky you didn't have John Cox.
No, I know, but
he'd have been knocking your door for £1.
It's one of those things like, and if John never done that for us, who knows?
We wouldn't have been here.
We wouldn't have been here. We could have been on the streets.
Could have been. Look, John just said it. You could have been in prison.
Yeah, that's it. And like it's another thing John doesn't even mention.
He don't realise it himself.
And sometimes when just before my fight, we're going for a walk, and I'll say, and we sort of talk to him. We talk, and I say to him like, John, like I wouldn't be going for this pro fight. I wouldn't be here right now if you didn't do these little things that no one even knows that he done for us. He used to drive us to sparring in Birmingham because my mum didn't have a car. He took us to Byrne every week. He picked us up from the train station. He helped us with money. He done all these things that no one even knows. That's why
we used to walk here through the snow and have to take our shoes and socks and put on the radio. You know what I mean? He'd have us in here in our bare feet.
He's an unsung hero and he is sort of a local hero in Northampton. Everyone knows who John Daly is.
Come on, John Daly.
Yeah, but we owe him so much, and no one even realises.
Well, from look, I don't know how the sequence went or how it did go, John, but from me sitting back as an outsider from this gym, now I took it that you went for your pro. I don't know if this is right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I took it that you went for your pro-am licence as these boys were turning pro. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or did you go before that?
Sorry, Sean. My pro-am licence.
Before I was Ashley and Nathan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I had Ashley Lane, a Commonwealth champion who had here. I'll have to put this in with you, Sean, because he come up as a young lad from Dustin, and he was bullied at school as a 12-year-old, and his dad brought him up here, and he said, "Would you look after him?" And I was 12 weeks trying to learn him how to throw the left jab, even, you know, and he was bullied in his talking. He was bullied at school. At the end of the day, got him fighting here, won his first 10 contests as an amateur, turned professional, whatever he did, he's gone down, and he's boxed for a Commonwealth, things like that. That's a good thing.
British title,
boxed for British title, won a Commonwealth championship. all these little bits, you know, where you know, and what you do with them all. And what, just ask me that question again, Sean. Did you?
I took it.
Sorry, Sean. At the end of the day, I did have a pro-am licence. I needed one. When the lads,
Ashley
Reed,
Nath, yeah.
Ashley, they wanted me to be with them again.
Yeah.
You know, you need a pro-am licence to go in the corner.
Yeah.
I got one straight away, and I helped Ashley and Nathan do the business as pros. And so I don't. At the end, Sean, I could leave this place here.
Yeah.
You know, these two are going places. I can do it. I could have done it with them all, but I must be here. This club, I can't leave anybody here. I want to bring another 10-year-old lad up.
Yeah.
Like I was here this morning, I need a 10-year-old lad up. I want them to be like these. I want them to be brought up properly, and I've got to be here with them. Another coach would probably leave this now to the other coaches to bring the other boxers up.
The other coaches may not have the same vision
well,
as you.
Sean, at the end, I can't do it.
No.
I don't. These will be British champions, and that people leave and stay there with them. I will be with them, but at the end of the day, I've got to be with these young kids to bring them up. I want another 20 of these.
Yeah.
I need another 20. So you need. When I say I need them, I just want I want this club to be like Repton and that in London.
Yeah.
And I want
Repton of the Midlands.
And the Midlands, and I like
Everyone that fights
bring
for
it
our
up.
cotton in it growing up, they always knew.
Yeah.
Sean, I want
Tough fight.
I want everybody smart when they box.
Yeah.
I want everybody schooled well with their hands tied in and hands up. And
Yeah.
the judges all know that. That lawn out the front, 19 years. I want that smart, just like my boxers.
Yeah.
And I'll still, and I do all that.
Yeah.
And you probably think, well, why don't you get it? I want it spot on, and I want my boxers schooled. Everything's got to be done properly, and I want it all nice and clean for
You have to,
you know.
yeah.
Definitely.
That's why I like to say yes, no, thank you, and yes, please.
Manners. It's only manners.
It's all manners, yeah. So
6-0.
1-0.
1-0.
6-0.
6-0. Where are you looking to go next?
So on my
You've been
debut,
injured.
yeah,
Been
so
injured,
on,
haven't
yeah, on my debut in the 4th round, caught an elbow, bust my hand. We tried everything to let it heal naturally. So gave it a year, tried physio, strengthening, just everything you can think of. It didn't work. Went and seen 2 specialists. Had the first one he worked with, Princeton team, told me leave it alone and it will get better. He said punch through the pain. Then I listened to him, and then a year later went and seen another specialist. October, just gone after re-injuring the same injury, never been able to punch properly, but re-injuring it. A specialist told me he said you're done, quit boxing, retire, go get a normal job. Broke me and him, it's our whole life.
Yeah.
Sat there nearly in tears, I left.
I wasn't it?
Yeah. We left, and
As much as his dream, it's my dream as well.
Yeah,
Like,
come
my
on.
dreams for us.
You
to
started
both be
together,
world
you're going to end
champions.
together.
So when I heard that, it was like I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it, and
Yeah.
it was tough to hear.
So he told me it was a career-ending injury. So it broke me, man, for 3. It was like 3 months. I won't lie. Just getting on a piss, just feeling sorry for myself. And then Christmas time, good people around me, John, Carl, Luke, just people around me. Just got me back in track. Started training again, and I just said I'm not going to give up. So when he's seen another specialist, another person here, there, it ended up he was sparring Conor Ben down Matchroom.
Yeah.
And they put me forward to the guy that's been working on their hands from Manchester, Mike Hayton. I'll give him a shout as well because he's a great doctor. I went down there straight away. Boom. 2 weeks later, gave me a bone graft. Took bone from my hip.
Yeah.
See there? Took bone from my hip. Fused it to the 2 main bones in my hands. 3 staples in there, sealed it up. I was bedbound for 3 weeks. Started moving. As soon as I started moving, I was back jogging, back running. He had his 6th professional fight. Fingers crossed, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be punching again. I'll have
brilliant, bro.
my fight again by summer. So yeah, man. It just
This-
shows another
this-
thing, not giving up.
for that.
These little times,
Yeah.
sorry, Willard, is where Rad comes in. This is where we introduce.
Yeah, we're going to bring the
genius.
best nutritionist you've ever come
Yeah, yeah.
across.
We're actually looking for a nutritionist.
You wait.
This guy's on a different
Another
level.
level.
This guy advises Kerry Kays, Dominic Ingle. He's the go-to guy.
Is he? Yeah. 'Cause
But-
we actually need really.
Very,
This
very
has gone
good
beyond,
friend of
this has
Willard.
gone beyond all.
Yeah.
Deals with all the MMA boys, all the top elite
Okay.
fighters. But look, we'll get there
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So, Both unbeaten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both unbeaten. Yeah, I still won. So I done that in my 4th round in a 6th round fight on my debut. I felt like I ripped all my ligaments
Yeah.
in my arm. My whole left side went limp, and I still won the next 2 rounds. Just
Yeah.
popping the jab,
Yeah.
moving, and I still threw
He
it.
wouldn't even tell our coach.
Yeah, I didn't tell my coach because I was beating myself mentally. Donut.
Yeah.
So in the 5th round, he threw a jab. I slipped it, threw the shot,
It's like
landed
electric
clean.
shock, innit?
Boom. My arm goes again. I'm like, I thought I ripped my whole arm off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so I won the next 2 rounds. I still won every round of the fight. After the round, I was like, nah. The x-ray's telling me there's nothing wrong with it. I'm like, mate, I've boxed 14 years of my life. There's something wrong with my hand.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, yeah, then that's all she
Wow.
yeah, man.
Wow.
It was crazy.
But the little battles you go through like
Of course,
this
of course.
make the bigger
Yeah,
battles
yeah,
so
yeah.
sweeter. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But right, we spoke a bit about careers, where we're going next. The incredible part is where you've came from,
Of course.
Far Cotton.
Yeah.
You've really put it on the map.
Yeah.
You've really steered away from the tradition of I'm from Cotton.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been,
that a lot
so
in
you- so you've been
Northampton,
prison then?
Yeah.
Come on, we've got the Carl Townsends. We've got, you know, it's common.
Yeah.
You know, people,
Yeah,
oh, you're from Cotton. Oh, you've been jailed then.
Yeah.
Come on, Gary Stevens even. We all done a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But you've steered, you've broke the mould and just threw that away and just made Far Cotton known really for the right reasons now.
Of course, yeah. You're
you know
looking
what I
at
mean?
the most successful amateur boxer from this town.
From this town.
You know what I mean? 4 years on GB, 2 European silver medalists, boxed #1 Kazakhstan Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
Was he silver medalist? Olympic silver medalist in the world. Like, he's gone above and beyond.
Top 10 in the world.
Yeah, top 10 in the world, ranked top 10 in the world.
Come on.
So yeah, man, we're proof that you can do it with
Yeah.
hard work and all the battles we've been through as well. Like you said, it's not been easy, but we stuck through it and we really
Brilliant.
did it.
Commendable. And you said, this is what, let's just hope a lot of youngers watch this pod, because this, the magic what happens in here, that can't, it's not just limited to you two kids.
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
So-
We just got to reach out. Do you know what I mean?
So you see all that.
Yeah.
It's I'm so proud of all that. And I'm so thinking, but you see my picture in front of the gym.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my proudest things, being here from 11 years old, and I have people. They'll stop me and I've seen your picture.
Yeah.
And Joe just being on the front of this boxing gym, being
Yeah.
like, and
You ain't aged a day.
yeah, and just John, people
When people
saying,
talk about Far Cotton, they talk about me and Cotton.
Yeah, come on.
And that's where we want to go as professionals as well. When they talk about great British fighters, we want to, our name.
Carl and Ben.
and then when they mention us, I want them to talk about autism as well, and that's
Yeah.
why it's on our shorts. So when people say that, even in my last fight, I had loads of messages, I had loads of in interviews, I had people asking, and they was asking me on my Insta saying why is that in shorts, and it was just so it's really positive and it's really good, and that's what we want from it. We want
And
to
it's
keep
really
that momentum
personal to
building,
you.
Exactly.
and like we're going to start doing this. We're going to eventually start going to schools, just help.
We've been to a few schools.
Yeah, I've been to a few schools
We
and
wanna
just
be doing
help
more.
with the education wise, because
Willard-
it's
Willard-
not taught in school.
Willard goes to schools regularly
Yeah.
for the autism
Yeah.
talks.
Oh, that's brilliant, because it's not taught
Yeah,
in school,
because
is
you
it?
bring something back. That's what you
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's a little,
inspiration. You see,
Yeah.
kids will look at you and think, I can be like them in their
Yeah.
own field.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see.
maybe there's a little bit of collaboration room there where you can do a little
definitely.
bit
I'll
together.
definitely be up for that. I'll
And
definitely.
can I just butt in
I'll
now?
do that with you.
I've just put in about the boxing again and what you just said. You got a photo of you outside on the
Yeah.
front, right? And I made sure that was out there because you won the ABA title,
yeah,
right? So you turned pro, you won the ABA. Your twin brother, I ain't put him out there yet, have I?
No.
Why? I'm going to wait till he wins the British title,
Yeah.
then he can go up there. That's all there is to it. He's
Yeah.
not going out there till he wins the
So
British
that ain't
title.
motivation.
Yeah.
You ain't going to get it up there until you bring that belt back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as that. That's what John's saying. You're not
Yeah,
getting it
he
up there
knows,
until
he
you bring a
knows.
belt back.
He said that to me as well.
But yeah,
But look-
just going back to that, I don't feel like
Sure,
there is enough education wise in schools, and it's something we definitely want to start. We're going to start really pushing, just going to schools and help people understand, because I think that's the main thing. They just don't understand. And I don't want it to be looked at different. I want it to be brought in and be comfortable in a comfortable environment.
That's right. And it is most people's just lack of
Yeah,
understanding.
that's all it is. That is really what it is.
we was them kids, you know, only because it got introduced to our life a bit later. We was them 12, 13-year-old kids, you know. There was an autistic girl in our school, and you know, people were cruel to her. She
Makes me
was,
sad thinking.
yeah, we think of it now and we talk about it because no one told us. No one
No
told
one
any of the
understood.
kids.
She had a trigger word.
Yeah, and people used to
it'd make
trigger her.
hit her in the head, and like kids they don't understand. Like 13-14-year-old kids, and you'd see kids shouting to her, and she'd be doing it, and they're finding it funny, and they're only kids.
Yeah.
No, they don't know.
Well,
Just the
as we've
understanding.
got older, I think back to that, and
It kills us. It kills us. We was there and we seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a big motivation for us to. We've seen it. We've been there when it's happened. So we want to try and change that as getting older.
You want to bring the
And if
understanding
we go
to
to a
the
few
school.
schools and it might stop 10, 20
Yeah,
kids,
you-
maybe, might not, but
If it stops one,
Yeah,
16.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
I mean,
Stops one, Carl. You've done your
Yeah,
job.
yeah, that's it. It's something we're very passionate about, and it's something
Because
I'm
of our
always
love,
passionate about.
because of the love for our little cousin Sean. You know,
Yeah.
we've been there.
Yeah.
I love him to pieces, man. So yeah.
Right, so we spoke about careers and that. I'm gonna throw a little spanner in the middle here now and bring us all in.
All right.
Who's your favourite fighter
This generation.
throughout history?
Just anyone.
I'm always going to go with Ali up just because I watch him all the time. Do you know what I mean? I was watching him last night.
Yeah.
Against in his last fight against Larry Owens. I was watching a documentary, and it was sad to see, to be honest. But I watch a lot of him, and what you were saying about the self-talk. It was inspiring because he used to say after his career, he said, "I used to say I was the greatest, even if I didn't believe it at the time. I'd still say it." And that was just self-talk, and he was what he done for the sport and what he done as a human is
phenomenal.
brilliant. Yeah,
Phenomenal man, phenomenal human being.
I like crowd pleasers. So as a crowd, I'm going
Yeah.
for Pacquiao.
Yeah.
I like Pacquiao.
he always liked Ben.
I like the small
as an
ring.
amateur more than me.
We go to an amateur show and the small ring is a small ring. And when I say the small ring, I'm just smiling. Because
John
there's
wants a
nowhere to
phone box.
run.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, there's nowhere to run. And I've got lads that if they want to win, show them you want to win.
Yeah.
Just get forward, pop, pop. Nice, hands up, tied in, boom, boom, nice.
Who would
I
you say?
love it. So I like Pacquiao.
Who was your favourite?
Do you know me and Willard have
You don't know where to
start, right.
If you had to pick one though, not
That you
loads.
could
If you had to
that
pick
you could
one,
watch.
one overall.
yeah. If you could go back in time and watch one fire,
Ray Robinson.
oh, yeah,
Ray Robinson.
probably the same.
My favourite. You see, but there's so many different things. It's like John's just said. You could have a favourite fighter. You can have a favourite boxer.
Yeah.
You could have a favourite
Yeah,
brawler.
Yeah.
You know, so there's so many levels of this sport we love.
It's difficult.
It's so
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah.
Willard, we have
Yeah.
me and Willard have conversations some nights, and I'm like, shit, I forgot about that fight.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that fight. He'll bring up a fighter's name.
No, let me-
I haven't thought of in 30 years. I'm thinking,
Let me tell you a name then. I'd love to go back and watch Tapia.
Johnny
Johnny
Tapia.
Tapia.
Oh,
He
great
was-
fighter.
The story,
What a story.
what a story, like the fighter.
Yeah.
Great.
Great fighter.
To me,
Hagler.
Marvin Hagler fought Tommy Earns. That's something else.
Come on. What a fight.
Some of the fights I saw in the 80s, you won't see the ferocity today like that. I don't know why. You just don't see
You
it.
don't,
No.
do you? You don't, because they're using more of this these days.
What do you think, John?
Yeah.
The ferocity I saw in the 80s. It was just,
That's why I think
Yeah.
them sort of fighters
Yeah,
will come
yeah,
forward and
yeah.
they'd beat any of the modern
Was
days.
boxing years ago, Sean? Was it a business years ago? I don't think it was. People go in and get stuck in a war.
There's a lot more
box.
money involved.
There's money
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
It's like
But John,
yeah.
but there was always
Sorry, yeah.
there was always money involved.
Yeah.
A lot more belts as well.
Yeah, but as soon as they started introducing the IBFs, the IBOs,
Yeah.
the WBO, because it was just WBC and WBA. Remember when we
How
grew
there's
up?
loads
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
and intercontinental titles.
And then there was only 13 weight divisions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a whole heap more now. I think
Yeah.
there can be 59 world champions at one point now.
Something's crazy.
You know, that's
Instead of one.
Instead of
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it gives a lot more kids a lot more opportunities. So
Oh, shit.
I can't say it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but we don't see enough of, you know,
First
undisputed
Yeah, the
champions
best
now.
first, isn't it?
You know, we don't see enough of that. Whereas the 70s, the 80s, you know, you
All
go
the
back
best,
to the
all the
Alexis
best all the time.
Arguellas, the Aaron Pryors,
Yeah.
you know, phenomenally intelligent fighters
Yeah.
who wanted to fight everybody.
Yeah. If you look at it, though,
Yeah.
do you know, since the Mayweather era of 49-0,
Yeah.
nobody wants to take a loss now because it's like they write your career off. When back then, you lose, you win, you lose, you win, you
Yeah,
win, you
yeah.
win, you lose, you win.
Ben,
So since the Mayweather era, it's a different, boxing is a different
definitely,
business
it's with the politics now
Yeah.
and the money making has become so relevant from
Yeah.
Floyd.
now. Yeah.
You see, no one was making that kind of money
No.
previously. Yeah, you get the heavyweights, what, I get a 10 million, a massive lot.
No, it's 100.
Now it's
What I
now
was
it's
going to
300
say-
million, some of them.
I'll just cut you there. All fighters deserve to be paid well.
But you see,
All boxers.
Willard, we've spoke about this as well.
Every single fighter that goes in that ring should be paid well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I like about the Paul brothers. That's what
they're
they-
paying.
Yeah.
That's their belief.
They're paying.
And it's right.
Yeah.
You go in there, you put your life at risk. You go in there, you sweat. You go in there, you work hard. You got to get paid for that. You got to be rewarded for that.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be rewarded, and that's what I like about the Paul brothers. I think they're gonna transcend.
Well, do you know
boxing.
what?
I think that they are going to revolutionise parts of boxing.
Definitely.
I
And do you
think
know
so.
what I
They're-
think?
they are the new breed of. They're going to be
Promoter.
a new breed
Promoters.
of trainers. They're going to. What's going to happen? They're going to
I
branch.
don't
off.
think.
They're going to branch off.
Yeah, but I don't think they can get involved in training, Willard.
I don't know.
I think
Ah.
I think
Promoting,
and
yeah.
management.
Yeah.
Promotion,
and
definitely.
management.
But you see what they're going to do,
Yeah, but
Willard?
they may learn off trainers. You see, those Paul brothers, right? Yeah, okay, they don't have the experience
they're still young.
of real professional fighters. There's something there that's.
Oh,
smart.
do you know what's their
They're
passion? They've got
smart.
passion.
You know what I mean?
They've got passion for this sport. But I'll tell you what they will do, Willard.
Well, look
They
at
have-
Eddie Hearn. He never stepped into the ring,
Who?
did he? Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, but he
never
was around
stepped
from boxing from day
in.
He's
one.
been around it from
his
before
own man.
now.
He learned off
Them
his own
boys
man.
come from YouTube and
Yeah.
But the Paul
Disneyland.
brothers, they've stepped in, had a go.
Yeah.
They understand.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what he'll do. Inadvertently, what he's doing now is making every single promoter in the world step the fuck
Yeah,
up,
yeah, yeah.
drop their
Think.
percentages,
Yeah,
and give a fighter more money.
Definitely.
Because if they don't, they're going to be
Go
going to
somewhere
promoters
else.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Pauls.
The Pauls will take them all on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're going to create their own empire. You watch.
Oh, they will. We've said this.
You watch.
We've
I know
said
that.
this.
They're the new breed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, they're YouTube fighters, but they're YouTube fighters with a difference.
And you see, they're kind of, what he's done, he's kind of pushing politics to the side of it.
Yeah.
And just saying it should be as simple as this. Pay the fucking kids the money. We make the shows.
Yeah.
You know, and if you give it, you know yourself, John, you give a show and there's entertaining fights on that
Yeah.
show, people are going to leave that show saying, I want to come to the next one.
Yeah.
They were cracking fights. Do you know what I mean? You put shows on and they're like kind of dead fights.
Yeah.
They ain't buying tickets
Yeah.
again.
No.
Yeah.
We want, you know, we're human beings. We want entertainment. We want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And as boxers, you're not just a boxer, you're an entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, because once you get people paying to sit down and watch you, they've got to be entertained.
Tyson
And
Fury's
what
got-
determines a boxer, what makes a boxer great, when he knows he's going to be paid well for what he's going to do,
Yeah.
that will bring out 7, 89, 90, 100% of you
Yeah.
as a
Is it still-
fighter. Because you think, if you go there, I'm only going to get £3,000 for this. Oh, there's £3,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
But when you know you're being paid well, right, the best of you comes out.
It's, you
Definitely.
sometimes
That's
feel
what
like
it is, and this is what-
you
that's
feel like you
what-
deserve it.
That's
as
what
well.
Yeah.
I think. There's been a little bit of injustice sometimes in boxing. I don't think some of the fighters get what they deserve.
Low, 90,
Massive-
90,
massive
80% of
injustices.
fighters don't
Look
get
at
what they deserve.
Dillian White. Look how long he had to wait.
I'm going to mention a name
I
to
feel
you,
sorry for
Willard.
him.
You're going to know this name very well as well. We had a deep conversation about this guy. Kirkland Lang.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Kirkland Lang?
Yeah.
Right, this
The
kid,
gifted one, never trained.
Gifted, very,
Never
very
trained.
good.
I'm going to tell you a little story here now,
Very
John.
gifted.
Didn't train.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we had to be with John. If you weren't at John's gym at the Garibaldi, you were getting a slapping.
Yeah. 5 minutes late, you did.
What do you mean, 30 seconds late. So anyway, Tuesdays and Thursdays, John just wanted me to do my road work in the morning. My mate's living in Leicester. He's got on in with Chris Pyatt, WBO world champion.
Yeah.
I'll have a bit of that. So looking at it from Chris's point of view, he's got a fresh bit of meat to beat up on 2 days a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was having it because I was learning from him.
Yeah.
So I'm going over there, sparring with Chris Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday's not so bad, but on the Fridays, shit, I was fucked. I was so tired, John. Cox, he knew. He knew something was going on. he was like
Yeah.
a radar, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So anyway, he's pulled me at the end of this session one Friday, and he's went, "What's up with you?" Nothing. What the fuck? Beginning of the week, you bang on. You shit on a Friday. Fucking hell, if you knew where I was fucking going, you'd be shit on a Friday. No, but anyway, I'm over at. We was training in Braunston,
Yeah.
above a pub with Chris. I can't remember the name of the pub. But anyway, this Rasta, light-skinned, has walked into this gym. Now, you had to get up to the gym from behind the bar. You had to walk in behind the bar in this pub to get upstairs to the gym. We're all upstairs. We're all messing about. Tony McKenzie was there, Chris Pyatt, a few of the younger amateur boys. This dread has walked into this gym, stinking of weed, a can of special brew in his pocket, sticking out, open, so you know he's been sipping. I'm taking no notice of this. I thought, he's a pisshead from downstairs. Chris has welcomed him with open arms. Who's this guy then? Chris, can I have a move about? I thought, as soon as I've heard this kid say that, I thought, where's me? Me's cheeky. See, don't rush into things, boys. Don't rush. I thought, I'll have a move about with this kid. So I went over, I'll move about with you, mate. Chris Pyatt has turned around and went, "Go on in, Sean," with a little smile. Now, I took that smile as Chris being on the same level as me, and me thinking, I'm going to ping this kid all over the place. This kid took me to school, let me tell you.
Pissed. And he was pissed as well.
Half pissed, stoned,
Matter of
4 rounds. I never landed one single bit of leather. Do you know how this kid sparred for the 4 rounds? Like that. That's how sparred. Knocked the shit out of me. I could not believe it. He took Roberto Duran to school.
You see, what it is, right?
He beat Duran.
Let me tell you
He
something.
beat Duran.
Let me
I
tell you one
can't
thing
understand
about
you don't
Kirkland
know
Lane.
him.
I'll tell you something about
Heard of
Kirkland
him,
Lane.
you know.
He never trained.
Never. Never.
They call him the gifted one.
Nottingham.
They call him gifted
What was his
one.
name?
Never used to
Kirkland
train.
Land, look him up.
Never used to train.
L-A-N-G.
How the fuck he used to do it?
He's
Beat
not
the
here now.
face off me, boys. And listen,
He turned
I
alcoholic.
could sit here, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
died. He's
In the boxing news, you'll all know. You know, he was the kiddie, and everybody, all the boxing people know how brilliant he was. But he sort of played about with it too much. Such a shame.
unbelievable.
Sometimes
I'll tell you about Kirkland Lang.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that for 3 days. You know, you get them licks where you can't touch your teeth. 3 days, I couldn't touch my teeth. He beat the face off me. And do you know what he did at the end of it all? We done 4 rounds. I've got out. Our old routine, straight onto your bag. He's got out from the spar, walked straight to his jacket, picked the can up. See you later, boys. I was
Isn't
like,
it odd? That's
I drove home that night. I'm
Yeah,
sure you've probably
bless
done this a couple of times yourselves. I was nearly in tears thinking, I'm shit. How can
It's not
this
for me.
kid come off the
If he
street?
would have trained properly.
Kirkland Lane.
No.
Listen,
Untouchable.
untouchable would be an understatement, Willard,
Yeah.
for that kid's talent.
Colin Ward did box him. Colin boxed
fought him.
He done 10 rounds with him. Colin,
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? But Kirkland Lang probably won every round. You know, so classy.
What
Yeah,
he done
yeah.
to Durant was phenomenal,
Yeah, there
John.
you
I
are.
just couldn't
Yeah.
believe.
That was him not even
Did
at
he
his
get it?
best.
No,
That's
yeah,
him. That's him.
yeah. He won every round with Durant.
Story.
Every round,
Yeah.
Ben.
I think
Every
the
single
Kirkland
round.
Lane story
And he
is
fought like that
untold.
all the time. You
Yeah,
couldn't-
Somebody needs to tell a story
And the
about
more-
it.
Yeah. Well, they did in the
I was
boxing
getting-
news a little bit. His
Yeah,
friend
the
went
more
down.
it was just getting
Bunch
better
went
and
down.
better. And I'm like,
Bunchy went down and spoke to him, Sean. Like in the boxing news, he had a meeting, you know, a talk with him.
Yeah.
And Bunchy knows his boxing, and he knows, and he put a story in the boxing news. What, you know, he's such a
Yeah.
shame,
But his missus,
whatever.
he was with that Chinese girl.
I don't.
And she was a little bit kind of, she wouldn't let him have interviews. She wouldn't let him speak to the boxing
Yeah.
news. She was very, I don't know what their thing was. But so, greatest fights. What's the best fight you've ever seen?
Best fight I've ever seen. Hagler Hand's got to be
Some of the probably the best rounds.
That's it.
One of the best rounds.
You know we're biased on that one, Willard.
The Run and Ray, the first.
Oh
the
God,
first
that's some great ones.
What was
Brilliant
the
stuff.
Best heavyweight fight,
Well, the first one,
fight
yeah,
I've
first
ever seen. Ron Lyle, George Foreman.
Oh, have you seen it?
one?
Oh, you've seen that, John, haven't you? Ron Lyle, George Foreman.
See, there you are.
You got to watch that tonight, boys.
Yeah,
George Foreman, Ron Lyle.
Yeah.
For two big men, you think they're featherweights.
yeah.
You watch that fight
That's
and you will
different from
swear
that.
blind they're featherweights.
You know who I think are nowadays is Derek Chisora.
That's a brutal fight.
Beast.
He's very
Brutal.
he's old school. Imagine him versus like someone like George Foreman or something like that. That's how you can imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's good.
Barrera.
It's fun
Yeah,
to
I love
watch him.
Derek.
Barrera,
He's
yeah,
fun
that
to
was a good
watch.
mad as a boxer.
Yeah.
Barrera, Sean. Barrera and
Morales.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Mickey Ward.
Yeah,
Gatti.
yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Louis Castillo. Eric, Corrales Castillo.
Yeah.
Where the guns
That's why he come back, innit? They come
10th
back.
round.
Then he got dropped twice, innit? And then come back.
Don't
Yeah,
really know.
what a kiddie.
And also Leonard Hearns won.
But do you know what, Willard?
That was a good fight.
The first one was great. I like the Leonard Hearns too, where
That
he
was
stops
them
him in.
past their best.
But
Still good.
Leonard Hearns won. He stopped him in the 14th.
He didn't stop.
Leonard stopped him in the 14th.
Yeah.
in the first fight.
First fight, yeah.
The second fight was a draw.
Yeah.
I'll give that
It
to
should have
Hearns.
been Hearns.
I'll give it to Hearns.
And even Leonard says that.
Yeah, I'll give that second fight to Hearns.
Yeah.
Um,
And don't forget, Leonard was a cokehead as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
Leonard was on
big.
cocaine.
A lot of them throwback fights, it was all
Yeah.
on,
Yeah,
like I
no,
was saying
you
about
never
earlier,
saw-
Johnny Tapia.
We never saw the best of Leonard, you know.
no, by
We
far.
never did.
They all would go on the piss and be on the gear. All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is sad.
Crazy. You know
But
what
you
I mean?
see, because of the lifestyle of a boxer is so disciplined.
Yeah, I know. Of course, we know this. Yeah,
You need a release.
yeah.
Okay. So listen, I did it myself. My release was
You
alcohol.
got influenced.
My release was alcohol. I'd leave. I'd have my fight. I'd go on the piss. If you can make your release a healthy, positive release, swim for a fucking week.
See,
Go on holiday.
we're very
Go
lucky.
for a
Yeah,
walk.
we're lucky where we've got each other. So you see, after my last fight,
No,
instead of going out on the piss, me and him just went and chilled. We got some food,
Yeah.
and then we just went back and relaxed.
And you see,
This is the change we've made this year from
Yeah.
from our past
Bring the dog.
career. Is we've said no more drinking. Obviously, that blowout for me from the injury was because of the injury.
Yeah.
Bar that, there was no drinking. So that's the difference we're making. We're willing to sacrifice that
as
to
professionals.
be the best we can be for the rest of our career. Because we don't want to get to 35 and look back in our career and say,
I wish.
we could have done this. That'll be the thing that will finish me off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we've said we've got each other. So after a fight, we do a week of holiday, or do you get me? We go somewhere nice. That's our release. Is going next to a
We go
beach, or
holiday, yeah.
but we don't drink. We go for our slow jogs. We come back and we're ready to go within a week or two.
right.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. Experience,
Yeah.
right? This is what I'm saying about what happened in their day.
Yeah.
Sean, you say go on the piss.
Yeah.
You know, that when he'd had his fight, go on the piss. Different. You bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm here now, amateurs. When I was doing it, Sean, the same old thing. You went back a bit earlier. When I went on the piss, I was going to do it for 2 weeks. I'd done it for about fucking 12. And then I'd go back to John and say, you all right, John? John
yeah.
fucking go off his head. Absolutely go off his head. They all did. But from that experience, that's what I do now with the boxers who come in.
You told us that.
You know,
since then.
you know, we should drink. You know, like a drink. At the end of the day, you tell them, all your boxers, all the amateurs, that, you know, drinking. Forget about drinking.
Right.
And all the lads who come in here, I'll get them straight on it. And these don't bother drinking. I know Ben mentioned when he got injured, he had a few drinks or whatever. You know, that's the first I know about this.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
no
must
one knew.
admit,
It was-
Sean,
it was, you know what I mean?
in them old days, like you just said, you like to, you know, you went out and you drank. You just said something, and they go and do something else now.
Yeah.
And that's from me probably telling
Yeah,
them
yeah.
the drinking you out of them.
Right.
Where the amateurs have a fight in amateur boxing, I've seen clubs, not our boys, but I've seen other clubs when we first started. When they've fought, the older lads, they go
Go
at the
straight to
bar.
the bar, yeah,
They go to the bar.
You've never
Just
seen us
say-
do that. We don't do
I'd never see you. I'd never say a far cotton can do it because I don't want it. Them
No.
days,
Right.
them days are
I'll
filled.
tell you a fact here now. Alcohol. One session of alcohol. Okay, say you bang away 6, 7 pints. That's going to take for 3 weeks. This is science as well. This ain't just from me. This is from science. 3 weeks, you will have 30% drop in performance, whether you think so or not.
No, we
There's
know
a
that.
30% drop for 3 weeks.
I think ours is more, to be honest.
Yeah, it affects us bad.
How much you drinking then,
Yeah.
Carl?
No, they don't.
We
I
don't
don't
drink beer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously we've just cut it out now, but maybe in the past, you know, we'd be on the vodka and lemonades and we can't drink.
Ben,
Well-
I didn't know this either. Look, you.
Whoa! We don't want too much coming out here.
Believe it.
You've walked into that there, Ben.
But look, this is maybe when, you know what I mean, when I had a little bit of a bad time, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're good, man. Like John knows, he doesn't know because we don't do it a lot. We've never been big drinkers, you know. My dad passed away, God bless him, because of alcohol. You know?
Ah, bless you,
My
man.
mum and dad were alcoholics when I was younger. My dad passed away, and then my mum never drank for 2-3 years after. She was there. She was a great woman. You know what I mean? So it was hard, and that probably has helped us. We never touched a beer in our life because my dad was on the sides and beers, and maybe that pushed us away from that, and it's gave us a different mentality. So where I see other kids at the beer bars drinking after them before their fights, we've never been like that. So maybe from that has taught us a different life lesson where other people don't know.
And look, listen, you're actually listening to yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that, you know, for young lads is so commendable, honestly, because you could so easily then just go fuck off.
Yeah.
and
That's
turn
the
it right
thing
instead
as
of
well.
left.
When it happened, we had a little time when we could have went, fuck this is, you know what I mean? It was bad. It was a bad time, but like I said, John was there, my cousin T was there, my family was there. We had good people around us, and we had each other, my little brother, and it made it that little bit easier.
It would have been very easy for us. But it was 15 years old. It would have been very easy for us to go fuck school, fuck this. We're gonna go the wrong way, but we managed to stay focused, and it was
Big
hard.
part of it was because of boxing.
And a massive part was because of boxing. It gave us something to focus on.
Yeah, it's
Gave us something
goals.
to. Although we in school, we didn't really. It wasn't. But we knew inside that this wasn't going to be our life. School, education. We knew inside that we was going to be boxers. I used to tell my teacher. I used to tell my best friend at the time. I think I was 14 or 15. I said, I'm going to win the ABAs. I'm going to be
gonna
like,
box full
and he
time.
laughed at me. He said, but you got to be realistic. And I said no. I said,
I'm being realistic.
and he made me feel stupid at the time. I still remember this day. I felt stupid, but in my head I knew, and I believed. And when we done it, it's like even now, people. So I got a guy. He actually sponsored me for one of my fights, but he pulled me the other week, and he had a few beers. He was a bit emotional, but he pulled me. He said like, to see what you done, to see what you went through. He said I could cry for you. He said to me, and I was like, look. I said it means a lot. I said it was tough, but we always knew what we was going to do, and we believed in each other, and we believed in ourselves.
Emmanuel Stewart, right? When he took on Tyson Fury and David Price, and Emmanuel Stewart said, out of David Price and Tyson Fury, he said he saw a lot of potential in David Price, but then he says the champion that's going to emerge, Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury.
And he gave
walked
him
into the gym and said, "I'm going to be heavyweight champion of the world."
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And to me, I think Tyson Fury is one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Those 3 Wilder fights. To me, the third fight was one of the greatest. Reminded me of the throwback of the old fights.
Yeah.
That fight will always resonate in my head. And I think Tyson Fury should be celebrated because of what he's been through.
Yeah.
Mental health,
Yeah.
alcoholism, weight gain,
addiction.
Yeah.
and then he had a fight with all that
Yeah.
and nailed it to the canvas.
Didn't keep him there.
And that's why, to me, he will never be beaten.
Yeah.
Nobody will beat Tyson Fury.
Up there's too strong.
Yeah.
He refuses.
He will not get beat.
He refuses.
He refuses to be beat.
And
Trying
you
to beat
see-
Tyson Fury is trying to have a fight with the moon and beat the moon.
Yeah.
You can't beat up the moon.
No.
That's impossible.
You know, even you know, I've spent a lot of time around John. John's got a very, very unusual mentality of strength and focus. Do you know what I mean? John's very, very, very focused as a human being, and I know his DNA that's been passed on to
Well,
Tyson.
that's it. Because I mean, you know, my favourite fighter, he's up there.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'll put Tyson Fury up there.
Yeah.
With the greatest.
Yeah.
without a doubt. Even though he hasn't fought the opposition like the Lennox Lewis fought a
But you
lot
see-
of better fighters.
Yeah, you know,
But, I still, you can't beat what's in front of you.
you can only beat what's in front of you,
Yeah.
Willard. And if the
But he's-
promoters are not putting the best in front of you,
Yeah.
you can only beat
Beat
what he
what's in
does
front of you. Yeah. But
Um,
it's not just as a fighter, as a man.
as a man. Yeah,
Because when he picked up that lobster, they was going to eat this lobster.
yeah,
Tyson Fury picked this lobster up and says, "You ain't eating it. He's going back to where he belongs."
yeah.
Threw him back into the sea. When I saw that, I said, "Yeah,
Proper man.
he's going to get blessed."
Yeah, proper man. Loves animals.
You know,
Proper man.
Gerald McLaren, he did horrible, evil things
Yeah.
to dogs. Nigel Benn beat him up, right? And Karma got him.
And remember, he was brought over
Karma
by
got
Frank
him.
Warren and Don King to batter Ben. That's what they both brought him over for. Don King wanted that middleweight belt back in America, and Frank Warren was well paid to take it, to give him it back. Nigel didn't have none of that. Well, the big fella up there, I think, had a lot to play in.
So I'm going to show you. This is what you did to animals.
Yeah, this is what you do to
I'm
dogs.
going to do to you now.
Yeah,
You know? So me as a human being, I have a lot of respect for animals. A lot of respect for good people.
yeah,
Boxers. To the entertainment, the excitement, the discipline that's involved. You know, I can sit there and watch a boxing match all day.
Yeah.
Because I watch.
we
the way they.
generally do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people see my work and they see my microscopic artwork, then they find out I'm into boxing, and they go, "Well, how can you make tiny little sculptures that's so delicate and so small, but you're into like aggressive boxing?" I said, "Boxing is not aggressive.
It's an art.
Boxing is an art.
No, it's a
Boxing
science.
is a discipline. It's a science. It teaches people manners and respect. You know, two boxers they may say a few things to one another, but at the end of it, they make up.
Yeah,
shake
make
hands.
up. They don't.
They
you
don't.
know.
Oh no,
No, of
course they don't.
No,
No.
It's you'll never understand
They should,
the
you know,
respect
they-
you get in the ring
Yeah,
for
and that
another
respect
person.
is a lifelong
That's where
you are.
respect. I'm still pals with all my pro opponents now.
Yeah.
We never spoke, obviously, for 4 or 5 years after the
Yeah.
fights, but we're all pals now.
Yeah,
It's
lovely,
so
innit?
weird, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
Like, it's lovely.
yeah,
It's not weird. It's just so proper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Of
You
course
have a
it is.
different bond, don't you, after you
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
and knock the fuck out
I
of
mean,
each
Totally different.
You think, look what's happening in the world today? They're dropping bombs on one another, they're killing one another. Why don't the two politicians go in the ring and have a fight?
Yeah,
Ain't never
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Why don't they go and have a boxing
Man to
match?
man.
He'll have to have a haircut first, wouldn't he? The
But look, lads, we're going to wind it up, but I'd like to wind it up on a finishing note of individually, just give a message to young kids out there what want to go down the wrong path.
I'd say
Start with Willard.
go on.
Okay, right. You see, the devil was waiting to sign a contract with you. Right, that's easy. And if you sign a contract with the devil, the only place you're going is hell. Sign a contract with God, you go to heaven. And heaven can be on earth if you want it to be. And you can only bring it out yourself. And that's what I say to young kids. Sign a contract with the devil, pick up a knife,
Yeah, you've signed it.
you've signed it. The devil has told you to hold that knife in your hand
Yeah.
to take away that other person's life for a postcode or because he looked at
watch.
you,
Ridiculous,
a
yeah,
watch, a phone, you know. So all these kids out there, I've got a message for you, right? The key to success is education.
Yeah.
Not only that, manners. Have a lot of manners. Respect your elders. Help old ladies across the road. Be good to animals. Don't kill animals.
Yeah.
Be good to animals.
Yeah.
And you'll find that God will bless you. And I think, I mean, to put it in my way, I would say, what you put into life, you get out.
Yeah.
You put good in, good will come back. It's like a mirror. Whatever you do good reflects back on you. Do something bad, it reflects back on you.
Yep.
Just like a magnifying glass in the sunlight, it'll burn you to death if
Yeah.
you keep doing bad things. And it'll come and it will get you when you least expect.
It's called karma.
Yeah.
And it's called karma.
That is
John?
absolutely spot on what he's just said. You know, again, because I'm going back to boxing again. Just ask me the question again, Sean.
You know, I just want us to give a little message to the next gen, the
Yeah.
present young kids out there of, you know,
Yeah.
just turn left instead of fucking right. You're on the right
what
path.
you just said, it's, you know, it's the question you just answered. Question you just said. I would love it. The young kids growing up, I see them when I'm on my way up to the boxing club. I see them on the park, the swings, and they're doing all wrong things, and you can hear them, and they're probably jumping all over each other. That's all right if you're playing, but I would love it if they all, because I'm a boxing man, and but any sport, as I said, any sport, please get on with it. Please say the right things to your mum and dad, and yes, please, and no, thank you, and that. Please, your mum and dad are bringing you up as a little kid,
Respect
a little girl. Respect your mum and dad. Respect everything. Please respect. Please, we know the discipline in boxing's good. We're not saying do this and do that. Do that. Be nice and happy. Keep training. Do the right things. And if you do make it into the boxing world, these two will just show you if boxing is a very disciplined, but it's a nice atmosphere. You'll leave here shaking hands to your coaches, shaking hands. Your mum and dad who's watching you in the gym. Your mum and dads are out there watching you in the gym. They're looking at you, and they can see how you're being brought up, and how, yes, please. And it's lovely that they come and shake your hands and they leave, and they say, oh, and it's lovely to be nice to your mum and dad. Your mum and dad are so much importance to you. Please be good at home. Please, it'd be great if you could all do the right things. And I would love it if all the young people now, because the way people, it's got worse and worse when I listen to the news. It's worse. The news is terrible. It's such a shame.
I don't listen to it.
But please, that's the right thing, is not to listen to it, because I do. It's wrong. But please do the right things for everybody. And I would love it if you could, not any club in the country, go to it. If you're not at this club, go to any club in the country, and these coaches will discipline you to do the right things in life. Right. Go to work, yes please. I keep saying yes please and no thank you. Yeah. And these boys here, any grinning, these boys here, they're grinning
because they're thinking about what they're going to say in a minute.
He's writ everything off.
I've writ everything. But these are two lads now. I'm going on to Carl Fale now to listen to next one. But please, everybody, yes please, no thank you. What's on? Manners.
Yeah, I'll just say, I want everyone that is thinking about fighting or thinking about doing something bad out there, come to a boxing gym first. Yeah. Come, try it. Just come to it. Do some training. Or if you're not boxing, if it's football, if it's anything, try focus that energy into something more positive instead of thinking you're going to go out in the street. If you're talking to your mates about robbing or stealing, change your friends.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd like to say, right? People see the glory, but they never see the story.
Yeah.
And the story is hard work.
Of course.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, of course.
You guys know
this is nice, hard.
Doesn't happen overnight.
14 years of our life we give to this sport.
Hard to get where you are. I can't help but go back to that quote of Mayweather.
Hard work, dedication.
And dedication.
Yep. Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep.
What more do you need to say?
And for me, I'd probably say find a role model, find someone you look up to, who does something positive in life, and if you haven't got no one there, be the role model you needed at the time.
Brilliant. You want to give your sponsors a shout?
Yeah, man.
Go on there, man. Butcher's Block, Euros building, these two massive help in our career since we was 15, 14 years old. He's a wicked guy in Euros.
Scaffolding and Brick Lane.
Yeah, Scaffolding and Brick Lane. Empire Tape, best tape in the country, if you want to get off them. And these are just the two sponsors for my last fight, Jones Events. And up north, RES, was it that say Sling Service? Good people, man. Appreciate their support.
Go on. Lads, thank you very much for a great pod. Look forward to doing it again when you got your titles.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. That was spot on, Sean. Absolutely spot on, Sean.
Yeah. As always, my guy.